So that's our year, and those are a few things of what was coming up. So now we're going to move into the awarding of the 2022 Elizabeth Kinch Generosity Award. This award began as part of the Community Foundation's 20th anniversary celebration in 2013. We named our first recipient in 2014, who's Carol Keller, who's here with us tonight. I mentioned the Free Spirits, and Carol is the founder and president of the Free Spirits. We recognize individuals and groups for committing uncommon acts of generosity in the Derby area throughout the year. Last year, we renamed this award to honor one of the founding members of the Derby Community Foundation, Elizabeth Kinch. And tonight we have Elizabeth's son, Rusty Wilson, here. And we appreciate you being here, Rusty. Rusty's cows got out of the pasture, and he texted me earlier and said, I'm going to be there, but I'm going to be a little late. So we're glad that you made it. We talked a lot about Elizabeth last year when we presented this award, but truly generosity is the word that describes Elizabeth Kinch. She was generous with her time, with her talents, with her resources, and especially with her love. And I was so fortunate to have her as a friend and a mentor. And we're really, really pleased, and we appreciate that the family allowed us to honor her with this award. The recipient's name will be placed on this plaque that was donated by the Derby Recreation Commission, designed by Rob McDonald. And they also received the opportunity to award a $500 grant to the charity of your choice. They'll also receive a goodie basket that's up here from the, also donated by the Derby Recreation Commission, which includes a one-year family membership. We are really grateful to Chris Drum, the superintendent of the DRC, to all the staff at the DRC and the board for supporting us and for partnering with us with the Elizabeth Kinch Generosity Award. The selection committee for this award is made up of the past recipients. So I don't have to make the choice. You get selected and you join this small group of people, and you have to make this difficult choice. So they're a great group of people, and some of them are going to help me tonight with recognizing the nominees. So those of you who are here, Dave Peebler, Ben Ray, Jean Geringer, Kyle Russell, Pauline Reed, if you all would come forward, and I think you all have your instructions, you know what you're doing. I want to tell you that Becky Robinson is off volunteering somewhere. Brody Landers, who is now, folks, in 6th grade. Remember we met Brody and he was in 3rd grade? He's now in 6th grade and has a band concert tonight. And our friend Ken Lyerla is home with the flu. He really hated not being here. So, we're honoring 2 nominees this evening, Michael Saindon and Rob McDonald. Mike was nominated by Kim Meitler for many initiatives he has spearheaded in his role as leader of the Derby American Legion family. These efforts include, but are not limited to, the Big Red One Turkey Run, a statewide effort that has to date served 3,000 military Kansas families, participation in Wreaths Across America at the Veterans Cemetery in Winfield, sponsoring over 450 wreaths a year, Operation North Pole, a Christmas event at Fort Riley that has benefited approximately 2,000 military families since 2011, serving as leader of the Sons of the American Legion as 5th District Commander and Vice Commander for 2 years, making contributions to the Robert J. Dole VA Hospital's annual Christmas party and placing American flags at the VA hospital during the holidays, being a charter member of both the American Legion Post 408 and the Post Flag Etiquette Team. He was instrumental in the designation of a section of Rock Road as the Veterans Highway. He has helped with securing and renovating the new American Legion building in Derby. And I'm happy to say, I learned tonight, that they also have received 501c3 status for the Legion Post. So congratulations on that. You know how that is. He has served as director of the American Legion Riders. He was involved in Derby receiving the Purple Heart City designation. And Mike also has assisted the Community Foundation a few years ago He noticed that in the Derby Informer section for the Veterans Memorial that lists all the bricks, that there were some names that had somehow been left out. And so Mike volunteered to proofread 600 names and make sure that they were accurate and that everybody was included. And I thank you personally for that, Mike, so that I didn't have to proofread 600 names. But we thank you for your service to veterans and to their families, and we have a Derby Proud mug and some Derby Proud stickers that my helpers here are going to hand you. Our second nominee is Rob McDonald, and Rob was nominated by Michael Lynn Penny, and those of you who might know Michael Lynn know that she moved to Texas, and we were all kind of sad about that, but she is actually joining us this evening via FaceTime back there because she wanted to be here. So, hi, Michael Lynn. Rob McDonald knows no stranger and gives 110% to everything he does. Rob has been known to go out of his way to help total strangers, even when it's someone he knows he'll never see again. He is compassionate and full of integrity, volunteering in Derby for multiple organizations. As president of the Rotary Club of Derby during the COVID pandemic, Rob ensured that this group maintained safety while continuing to operate. The club celebrated an anniversary during his tenure as president, and he organized a drive-by parade as part of the celebration, as well as a drive-in meeting where members received boxed lunches in the parking lot of the Derby Public Library, and then they parked and turned on their radios, and they were all able to connect, just like a drive-in movie, through their radios for the program that day. In addition to outstanding IT and leadership skills, Rob is a very talented designer. He has shared his IT and design skills with countless community organizations, creating logos, banners, flyers, various marketing materials at no cost to these organizations. He also provides his technical support at various community events, including this party tonight, and he helped me with the mic and the PowerPoint and the screen. Some of the organizations to which Rob has lent his talents, and this is by no means the complete list: the Derby Free Spirits, the Rotary Club of Derby, the Challenge Games, the C.J. Seitz Memorial Foundation, the Derby Youth Triathlon, 1 Degree Compass, Team Liston Fundraiser, the Brain Freeze Fundraiser, the Derby Running Club, the Vote Yes Committee for Rock River Rapids, which was called the SOAP Committee, I love that. And of course, the Derby Community Foundation, to name a few. As Michael Lynn wrote, Rob has been integral in what Derby looks like to the outside world. He is selfless and is a presence the world could use more of. Our logo, our brand, everything that the Community Foundation uses in terms of marketing was designed by Rob. So we're grateful, Rob, for the many, many ways that you serve the Derby community. And our helpers are going to give you a mug and stickers too. So as you can imagine, this committee has a very difficult time selecting the recipient. In fact, they sit there looking at me going, do we really have to make a choice? And to which I say, yes, you do. And it's your choice to make. So without further ado, the 2022 recipient of the Elizabeth Kinch Generosity Award is someone that Elizabeth actually knew very well and was very fond of, Rob McDonald. Rob, we need for you to come forward. Oh, he went to say hi to Michael Lynn. So first of all, Rob, I bet you never thought that you'd have to put your own name on this plaque. Rob designed the plaque and actually puts the names on it for me, so.
You'll spell it right.
Also, Rob, we have the DRC goodie basket, but you really don't think you need it?
I've got a great idea. I'm going to auction this thing off. The fund is going to go to my retirement.
Actually, we thought if you don't mind, the foundation would just keep it and use it for our gala event, if that's okay with you.
Agreed.
Or your retirement.
So we decided that we needed to award you with something that would always remind you of Derby, regardless of where in the world you might be or you might find yourself at some point in your life. So we have this print, yes, Dr. William Durnell's Sunflowers Over Derby for you. Who is on our grant committee for donating this to us. And when I saw it, I said, I know exactly where that needs to go. It needs to go to Rob. So Rob, want to say a few words?
Being in a room full of generosity people, this is a big honor. And of course, Elizabeth Kinch and I go way, way, way back, and so it's an honor to be included on that. But everybody that's listed here is a hero of mine, working with a lot of them over the years. Nonetheless, my wife is probably the most surprised. Generosity is probably learned. As we were married about 25 years ago, I can recall how many times she took the waiter's check from me and scratched out my amount and put her own in. And she was constantly saying, Rob, are you kidding me? That server was excellent, what are you doing? So I decided to give my service and the skills that I was given to the community instead. Working with so many different groups in the community, it was just an honor. I kind of felt like I was a bandwagon person. I would be asked, and I would say, what's it going to go to? What's the purpose? And then I'd jump straight on and just start rowing. And it was an honor of my life to be able to work with so many great people in this community for so many different projects. The current projects that we're working on right now with the Historical Society is really near and dear to my heart. The Horses, Hats, and Roses that's coming up in the upcoming months for the Kentucky Derby. If you want to know about a hard-working group of people that need help, the Historical Society is where you need to go. These people work tirelessly. The Christmas tree gala that happened recently, which I don't know raised how much money, but all I know, how much? $15,000. And they just absolutely go with their heart forward in trying to raise money to keep the Historical Society alive. I'm very interested in those type of projects where people are banding together to work for the betterment of the community in the future. So thank you for the award. I so appreciate it, and coming from you guys, it's very special.